At 19:10 hours on the 18th of September, 1961, a student crew departed Carswell Air Force Base, Texas, on a routine training mission in a B-58 aircraft. This student crew was composed of members of the 1st B-58 wing in the Air Force.
I was in command of this flight. Prior to it, the crew had flown only 6 times in this aircraft with a total of 32 hours flying time. We had accomplished 2 daylight air refuelings and 1 night air refueling. During the takeoff, I noticed an orange glow behind the aircraft, but thought nothing of it. The navigator, however, reported fire, which was confirmed by the Defense Systems operator. I immediately attempted to raise the gear and then contacted the tower to request instruction. The tower indicated that a chase aircraft was being launched to inspect the damage. As I had never received a safe gear indication, I attempted to lower the gear. By the time the pilot rendezvoused successfully and contacted me, the flame was out. The landing gear indicated down and locked. He said he was coming in close to get a look at the landing gear. He reported it was too dark to determine the full extent of the damage. So he suggested that I fly over the city of Fort Worth so the lights below would help give him a better view. Over Fort Worth, he communicated that the left main landing gear was hanging at an angle of 45 degrees and that the wheels appeared to be damaged, but he still couldn't see clearly. But by this time, the DSO noticed a rapid depletion of fuel in the aft pod fuel tank. He concluded the sheet of flame seen from the ground during takeoff was caused by fuel leaking from the aft pod tank and being ignited by the afterburner. But since we were over Fort Worth, I contacted the center. They already had us on the scope and had alerted the other aircraft traffic control facilities to clear altitudes for us. They informed me that the entire SAC command control system was standing by and had directed a tanker to rendezvous and refuel us. As there was some doubt that contact with the tanker could be established, we were told to prepare for a crash landing. We were rapidly approaching a minimum fuel condition. Contact was finally made with the tanker. Now, troubles were not over, however. The nose-high attitude of our B-58 with landing gear extended made refueling doubtful. We calmly discussed the overall situation and decided to proceed to Carswell area, where crash landing could be made if it became necessary. En route to Carswell, our crew developed a technique that resulted in a successful refueling. We flew at 11,000 feet. I used the outboard engines at maximum afterburner to maintain speed and the inboard engines for directional control. After communication with Carswell, the decision was made to continue refueling throughout the night and to go to Edwards in the morning, where there would be more favorable conditions for landing as well as a bombing range for jettisoning the pod. We refueled 8 times with landing gear extended. By morning, 1/3 million pounds of fuel was transferred from 7 different tankers. Anticipating our arrival, the crew at Edwards Air Force Base put down a foam-covered strip on the runway 9,000 feet long. We were now in contact with Edwards.
6-1 on the road.
A chase aircraft from Edwards came up to survey the damage. But first close examination of the main landing gear by daylight revealed 3 of the 8 wheels to be intact, 2 hanging from the scissors assembly, and 3 completely missing. The axle and landing gear positioning springs were both broken. After accomplishing pod drop and jettisoning fuel, we were ready for the landing. I was instructed to land the aircraft with nose gear just to the right of the narrow strip of foam so the damaged gear would be in the foam, allowing for better control of the aircraft under the existing emergency.
The crew was aware of the fact that landing could still result in complete disintegration of the remaining parts of the left landing gear, thus jeopardizing their lives. Actual films taken at Edwards Air Force Base as the crew commander brought the crippled B-58 in for a perfect landing after 14 hours in the air. The Air Force has a vast communications network backing up every operation. This frequently results in the saving of a great number of lives and millions of dollars of equipment.